Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
All right, my friends, we've reached the halfway point in this transmission. It is Wednesday, the 30th day of June, 2010. Charlie Veitch, journalist, political activist, filmmaker, was arrested once. The Toronto Star, CBC Television are reporting that it was a non-existent law. The police were quoting a law saying you can't film, you can't not give us your ID. It's a new emergency power, and they arrested him and 600 others, but he's the one person it's on video with them quoting the fake law. It hit national news the last 3 days that it was a fake law, the last 2 days, and so they went and found videos on YouTube of him joking, going, yes, I'm British intel, here to stage, provocateur events so you can attack the protesters like you did 2.5 years ago, talking about a real case that happened. And so the police have charged him, even though he's saying, of course, I'm being absurdist, and this is all, absurdist film I'm making. He's illustrating. He'll also say, I love the tyranny. It's so much fun. It's so good. All of us, we need more Big Brother. And, of course, I've done that from time to time as well, being sarcastic. We've got people at the courthouse. They're having a hearing. He's either going to be charged and be allowed to leave the country, or if he pleads innocent, they're going to try to keep him. So as soon as we know something, it could happen in 5 minutes. It could happen in 30 minutes. Dan Dix is going into the hearing right now. They're going to have a press conference. There's a bunch of national media there, CBC, CTV, newspapers. I mean, just a giant throng. He was telling us on air and then off air, elaborated. So he's dealing with that, and we'll find out what's going on. But the good news is the press is still reporting on this. Now, separately, multiple women, including journalists, are reporting that police were threatening, I'll rape you. They were strip searching him over and over again, and that they were also putting their fingers, I don't want to get into it, but it constitutes rape if you use an object to do that. I hope this isn't true, but how many times we heard about cops with toilet plungers and the rest of it? I mean, this just shows how sadistic and evil these governments have gotten. And you have snatch and grabs, men in plain clothes in black vans grabbing people, putting bags over their heads to terrorize the public. At the G20 last year in Pittsburgh, they were putting bags over people's heads. Rob Dew witnessed this. I mean, snatching and grabbing and putting bags over your heads. It's meant to terrorize you. And the police now admit the black uniforms, the beating on the shields, it's all a psyop. And then who are they protecting? 1.2 billion, the bankers, the international bankers, the establishment. Why is this going on? We're going to go to break, and I'm going to directly go to Laura, Tim, John, Joe, and others that are holding. I'm going to get to John in London, John in Texas, and others. I'm going to go directly to your calls until about the bottom of the hour, and then I'm going to, in a controlled fashion, because I tend to just go off in rabbit trails going into so much detail, cover the latest on the oil spill, the latest on Iran. That's probably the most important. But in tandem with that, mainstream news reporting the end of the dollar, total collapse being designed, a new global currency run by private banks that you pay carbon taxes to them as a global tax. That is CNN. Dollar should be replaced as international standard, UN report says. What have I been telling you for a decade they would do? Because I read their own documents. They are now announcing it publicly. World government paying your taxes to private bankers, a new global currency. And that's all we had left in America was our dollar. And that, of course, dovetails with the New York Times, the third depression. RBS tells clients prepare for a monster money printing by the Federal Reserve. Banks financing Mexico gangs and the biggest drug cartels admitted. That's Bloomberg. And the banks run the narcotics. I mean, they launder all the money. It's the government created the illegal drug trade, folks. It's part of the congressional record. It's just all coming up. This is going to be a jam-packed transmission. We've got more info on Elena Kagan saying that she wouldn't stop the government from telling you what you're allowed to eat and when you're going to eat it. I mean, I'm entering the twilight zone. I know you are as well. This is an authoritarian takeover we're fighting. They're hitting us on every angle.
The Fall of America and the Western World is an all-new 10-hour documentary and survival guide rolled into one. In this film, you will see the reasons why our government is failing and what you can do to prepare. Featuring Dr. Paul Craig Roberts, Joseph Farah, David Icke, Naomi Wolf, G. Edward Griffin, Doug McIntyre, Mark Crispin Miller, Mickey Z, Doug Casey, David McElvaney, and myself, Alex Jones. Protect yourself and get the tools you need to protect your family from these difficult times. The Fall of America and the Western World at www.thefallofamerica.net or click on the banners at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. Again, that website's www.thefallofamerica.net or call 800-655-1577. Prepare yourself and the ones you love today. Fallofamerica.net. Let me tell you a little bit about one of our great sponsors, HomeGain.com. This is the place to get you started buying or selling a home, finding a realtor, and getting any real estate questions answered. Go to HomeGain.com and see what I'm talking about. All you need to do is type in your home address, and you will get an instant free estimate of your home's value online. This is a great way to be able to monitor the value of your home. And again, it's absolutely free. There are tons of tools to help you. For instance, if you want to remodel your home, go to HomeGain.com. Use their Home Sale Maximizer to help you determine which home improvements can most increase your home's value before you put it on the market. For 10 years, these folks have been helping home sellers and buyers. Visit their link at Infowars.com. Look for Max, the orange Home Gain Gorilla, to help you with any real estate needs you might have. You'll love this site. It's HomeGain.com. HomeGain.com. Check them out today.
They helped to create a new world order.
We are part of a new world order.
A new world order based upon collective action.
Invisible Empire is a damning indictment of the globalists through their own words and documents.
The New World Order really is a tool for addressing a new world of possibilities.
It means all the world under their control.
The United Nations would take over America. The Trilateral Commission would control the world.
Invisible Empire chronicles how men of power and influence have worked in stealth for centuries to establish an oppressive world government.
I believe, first of all, that we now need nothing short of a world constitution for the global financial system.
Global governance with the establishment of the G20.
So it's going to be an inner ruling elite and then everyone else. And I got news for you. You're everyone else.
Invisible Empire. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com or watch it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
He's the T-Rex of political talk. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
Okay, we're back live 8 minutes into the third hour, simulcasting a syndicated radio transmission at PrisonPlanet.tv. The quickening is upon us. Everything is accelerating. Everything is just getting more intense. Kurt Nimmo the other day, he's visiting here in the office from New Mexico. He said, the news just gets crazier and crazier every day, every week. And I said, yeah. He said, when is it going to slow down? And I said, never. There's almost 7 billion people in the world. The elites of the planet are competing with each other. A world government's being established. There are more people on the internet communicating. There's more news and information. So both more news is actually happening, more things are happening because there's more people, but also there's more people to report on what's happening, so we also know more of what's going on. Then there's also more disinformation, and then more accurate information, and then more confusion. It is just going to get crazier and crazier and crazier, and it's all coming at once. The global banking implosion by design, the attack on Iran being geared up, the staged oil spill, the blocking of the aid vessels, the takeover of the banking system domestically, and they're billing it as a reform. When even the Washington Post admitted unlimited power to the Federal Reserve, $600 trillion in derivatives, they can take over any financial institution or anything that affects, that's in the bill, the financial system. I mean, it's just, you are dictator bankers. Thank you for robbing us. And you've got Asia's corrupt, Latin America's